Hey, everybody, what's going on? Adam Kurz here with the Take Action Podcast. We're on episode 211, and I'm bringing my friend Crystal Gutierrez on, aka Crystal Keys, aka Queen of the Florida Keys. Thanks for doing the show with me.
Thank you for having me, David.
So, one thing I wanted to ask you right away. What's it like living in the Florida Keys?
It is amazing. It truly is. You can work here, play here, live here, and really enjoy. Basically, it feels like you're on an island all the time. You're in the tropics, you're in the Caribbean, and you're still a drive away from the mainland, which is what we call it, the mainland.
The mainland. That's crazy, right? Like, you guys are a part of us. You know that, right? For all of you listening right now, hating on us, yes, I live in Miami and Crystal lives in the Keys, man. This is us and this is what we do, okay? So those of you suffering in the cold right now, looking for that second property, looking for that second home, that's what we're here for right here.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have visitors from all over. Of course, from up north, we have all our snowbirds down right now. And we have a very tight family-oriented type of community. So the Keys family has truly, really welcomed me with open arms since I got here before Irma. And we all work great together. We're very big on fundraisers and local businesses and just giving back to our local restaurants, local people. And we're very big on that. And everybody feels that, even our visitors. So it's kind of like, come as you are, visit, and vacation like a local.
That's awesome. That's all. Yeah. Vacation like a local. I like that. That's pretty smooth position there. All right, so let's get down to basics. We already got a crowd, like half the crowd just turned off the podcast. They're like, fuck this. I'm not listening to all this warm weather shit that you guys are talking about right now. Okay. They're probably stuck in traffic right now. It's like, 30 degrees and snowing somewhere, I'm sure.
I know.
So, hey, sorry, not sorry, man. We made the decision. We came down here. But
that's right.
I do want to touch base with you. So first of all, let's talk about the beginnings, the origins of Crystal Keys, right? What made you get into real estate? And more than that, because you're from the Miami area. So more than that, what got you to move to the Keys and do real estate in the Keys?
So I wanted a change of pace. I wanted a change of life. So I actually moved to Central Florida for about a year. So I was in Ocala, Florida for a while. And then I moved down to the Florida Keys because I missed the water, the ocean.
Nice.
And of course, being a little closer to family back in Miami. So the commute is much shorter, right? Yeah. So then I actually came down here and got into the hospitality industry first.
Oh, okay.
So then from hospitality, I said, wow, so I love the area. I love what I do. Then Irma hits, right? So then once Irma hit, the hospitality industry really took a dive. And for many reasons, right? The hotel was damaged. Right. A lot of the buildings had damage from the storm.
Right.
So then when I got back, somehow I ended up in the vacation rental world. So I ended up in marketing and management of actual vacation rental homes. My kind of transition into something related to real estate from hospitality. Right. And then vacationers would stop by, travelers would stop by and just ask me about the rentals, ask me about booking for next year, and then say, you know what, we love it here. We may want to just buy something for ourselves. Can you help us? And then that was when the light bulb kind of just lit up.
Switched. Yeah.
Yeah. So then that was that aha moment where it was kind of like, okay, Crystal, now it's time to get your real estate license. Because not only are you helping in vacation rentals, I had my background, my bachelor's degree in marketing. So I was working in the fields, working in the industry, and I said, it's time to get my license. And that's how that started. I started selling real estate, and I said, I love this. I loved helping people make their dreams happen of living in the Florida Keys. I loved helping families, investors, just everybody not only find their vacation home, but their income producing property. And then also helping our locals find a home. So
So you have a variety of different, clientele over there. Let me ask you this, because I like to dig into, obviously the business sense is always like, I love building business. So that's a big piece for me. But I think, what you learn in the past sometimes adapts into what you do now. So how did the hospitality business prepare you for real estate?
Hospitality is a lot about the experience and portraying a high level of professionalism towards not only your colleagues, but your guests.
Right.
So no matter what, even walking through the property, your guests are number one. So whatever you're to talk to another coworker or associate, if a guest stops you and says, "Hey, we were by the pool and something just didn't seem right in this area," or as soon as they notify you about something, you have a contact, a resource, or somebody to get to right away. You drop everything you're doing and it's all about them.
And you get on it right away. Yeah.
So the transition to real estate, and with EXP, I always say it's about the experience. It ties in together so well. And then it's the same concept. If I'm going to you, David, I have a question, which I do, and I just did yesterday. I count on you as a resource, as a mentor, as a guide, everything. So I contact you with something, right? But even though I have that pending, if a customer comes up to me and says, "Crystal, we just saw this in our email, this doesn't look right," or "We just saw this from the title company, it doesn't look right," I have to drop everything and help find out what that is. Either get the resource, get the person that's going to help, or give that my full attention right away. Right. So it's that level of customer service at a high level. Absolutely.
That's amazing. So how do you, okay, so we know that about the hospitality businesses, and a great hotel, right? A great hotel will definitely have that high level of hospitality because, like you just said, "Hey, I just saw somebody I really like by the pool. Can you help me with that?" You got the resource, pick up the phone, you make it happen, right? So now a client comes from Canada, which is normal for the Keys, right? Client comes from Canada, says, "I want to live in the Keys." How do you up, right, the level of professionalism in comparison? And look, I don't normally compare to other people, but at the end of the day, this is business, right? And it's competition at the end of the day. So your experience in that level of hospitality, how does it translate? So when you got somebody, I'm from Canada, I'm David from Canada, I show up and I'm like, "Crystal, I want a waterfront property in the Keys. I don't even know which key to move to. I don't even know how much the prices are." Where do you step up? Like, where does your level of customer service and professionalism step up, and in what way?
I hear them out. What are they looking for? What do they want? What is their goal?
Right.
And by hearing them out, there are different areas in the Keys. So depending on what they're looking for, are they looking for that family-oriented area? Are they looking for the party area that they can just come visit? Do they want to be in Duval Street in Key West? Or do they want to be out on the boat fishing with their kids? It just depends what they're looking for. So I hear them out, how often they come down, right? And then, of course, our top three, like what is their timeline, what's their motivator, and how do their finances look?
Right.
Our top three in the industry, you have to find out those three things. So are they willing and able? And of course, first, I hear them out. You have to get to know the client and see what the problem is, or in the hospitality industry, it would be a problem or issue, right? And resolving it. In this case, it would be kind of, what are they looking for? What's that need I need to fulfill?
Right. Solving the problem.
That's right.
Right. Solving the problem and making the problem disappear. Right. And so I come to you and I go, "Crystal, that's, thanks for that information. I got a wife and 4 daughters, right? I'm going to come here and we're going to spend 2 months a year here. And I'd like to Airbnb it the rest of the time that I'm here. And yes, I would love to go boating and fishing, but I don't have a boat and I don't know how to fish." Right. How do you respond to something like that with a client like that?
Well, then, while they're in town, why don't you set up a charter? I'll get you in touch with some local charter captains. Let's get you on a sunset cruise, see what you guys like. while you're in town. What area are they staying in? Which area are they going to the next few days? And just keep in touch with them while they're in town. And
Yeah,
see
again, you're
what they
making the
want.
connections, right? You got the resources.
That's right. That's right. So just keep going, see, and you know what? If they love the fishing and they love then okay, well, there is a boat dealer in Tavernier. So let's talk to one of the local boat dealers. Let's talk to one of the suppliers, see what he says, see what kind of quotes he can give you and all that too. So then he can kind of gauge like, wow, I want the boat. And then you see how much it costs to park a boat. Where are you going to park it? So there's a lot of details, and it just keeps going from there. So it's like,
and now the cost of parking the boat could kind of offset the price of purchasing a home, because I might decide to buy a more expensive home so that I could be on the water.
Exactly.
Right? And keep my boat behind the house.
That's right. And then guests in turn, so Airbnb and vacation rentals, of course, they a lot of them do want waterfront because they have the same issue. Some of them are bringing their boat, so they want to park their boat behind the home. So that is huge, and that in turn goes into why spend money on parking your boat somewhere where you can have it safe and secure, and you're paying a mortgage on a home, and you're Airbnb-ing it. So you can make it a vacation rental, make it an income producing property, as well as enjoy it yourself and have a place to park your boat. And guests in turn have a place to park their boat too, which is a lot of what they're looking for here.
So would you agree with a statement? You know, it's actually, I made this statement yesterday and it was veered towards veterans. But I made this statement yesterday in a video and I said, you have to know your market, know your client.
I agree 100%, David. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is very important. It's essential.
And you're kind of small town. So if you don't know your market in the small town of the Florida Keys, you know, you're SOL.
That's right. That's right. You have to know your market, get to know the people, and give that value. That's value. And that's why, so in this industry, whatever market we're in, we should be the expert there, right? We should be learning that market and learning everything as much as we can about it, just immerse ourselves in it so that we can give that value to our clients. So by living here, by working here, by playing here, by having staycations here, and just by really immersing myself here, and that gives a lot of value.
That's amazing. It's funny, you know, people say that in Miami, you know, we live where you vacation, but you, for sure, like Miami people vacation in the Keys, right? Like, you know, you took it to the next level. You truly do live where people vacation. And so, you know, it's amazing because a lot of things that I picked up here are not necessarily just for small town. We talk about small town because I think it's more critical in a small town if you don't know the people in the neighborhood, if you don't know the restaurants, if you don't know the schools, if you don't know the local charter captains, right? Like that stuff's important for a potential buyer like myself that's coming to the table and explaining my situation to you. But even in a big city, like in a big city, if you choose 4, 5, 10 square blocks to market to, you need to know the schools, the restaurants, the people, the business owners, and so forth and so on. And a lot of big cities like Miami's a big city, right? But Miami's also got a small town feel to it, right? We're number one in the country for entrepreneurship, which means that we've got more local restaurants than anyone else. You know, it just knowing those business owners and knowing your market sets you apart from your competition.
That's right. That's right. And that's why it's so important to give that value, no matter where you are in this industry. That is essential. Absolutely.
That's huge. So let me ask you, you got a new agent, they're moving to the Keys, they want to get into the industry, right? What's the number one tip you give them?
Number one tip is get involved. Get involved and find someone to shadow, find a mentor, a coach, someone that will help you along the way, because it's not easy. It takes a lot of support in the beginning. So I myself had a coach when I first started, and just find someone that you can work with. definitely. And that's in the industry, has the local knowledge, has everything, and team up with them. Team up with them somehow so you can learn. And it will be the best thing you do to start this career. Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, listen, I appreciate you doing this podcast with me. So I always ask my guests one last question before we let them go. And we like to keep our podcast 15, 20 minutes. We want to provide massive value without taking over somebody's morning, right? But I always ask the same question of my guests, because anyone who's in a position of success, and you can admit that you're in a position of success, anyone that's in a position of success will oftentimes face hiccups in their business, their life, their career. Shit happens, right? Life happens, business happens. Right. And I want to ask you this. What's one of the biggest hiccups that you faced maybe since starting in the real estate industry, and how did you get through it?
So I would say the biggest hiccup is, or was, just staying in the present. Staying in the present. Whatever happened yesterday happened, and today's a new day. So every day, go at it and start that day saying, I'm going to do everything I can to be the most productive, the most helpful, and serve my clients to the highest level. And I'm going to do everything I can today towards that goal, right?
Yeah.
And then that night, that evening, it's like, okay, I did everything I could. So now tomorrow's a new day, and let that go and move forward with today and just remain in the present. Because like you said, things happen, life happens. And as long as you know you were most productive that day and gave it 110% that day, and you made yourself 1% better that day, and you gave it all you got, you did it. You did it. And today is the present, and you start again and keep working towards those goals. And you have the freedom to do it.
Huge advice. I really appreciate that. I think that really resonates with a lot of people, because everybody has a bad day. You know what I mean? Everybody has a bad day. So I just, I think it's important that we're able to surpass those bad days and make something more positive happen. I'll show you something and I'll share it with you. This right here is my gratitude book. I just started this, by the way. So this is my gratitude book. And I used to do this more often. And, you get all tips right at night, right in the morning, blah, 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 blah. Well, I decided I'm going to do it in the morning. I'm going to write at least 3 things I'm grateful for. The reason I'm going to do that in the morning is because I want my morning to start off on a positive note, right?
That's right. Yes.
I'm a little bit geeky. So I'm going to tell you, this is from Hogwarts Academy.
Oh, I love it. That's awesome.
And my paper is parchment, but I'm grateful to have that book. Just you got to start on a positive note. So I appreciate that comment.
Absolutely.
Really hope it resonates with a lot of people.
Yes. And I wish I had mine to share. So mine has a cloth cover and it's called the 6-Minute Diary. And every morning you've got to put the 3 things you're grateful for and start your day with that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, hey, congratulations on your success. I'm so excited to be in business with you. I'm glad that you came on board with us. And, listen, much more to come. We're going to have a lot of fun down there in the Keys.
Yes, that's right. All right. Absolutely.
Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen, big shout out to Crystal Keys. That's exactly how you'll find her on Instagram, by the way. Crystal Keys, Keys. And reach out to her if you're looking in the Florida Keys to purchase or sell a home. She's going to be your best bet. Refer her all the business you got. She is the only person I would ever refer Keys business to. Thank you very much for being on the show. And we'll see you guys at the next Take Action podcast.
See ya.